we're not using a chair to sit in this video. But what is going on, guys? It has been like maybe only 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been so long since I've actually sat down and recorded a video for you guys. And this one, I'm very excited for. It's gonna be a bit of a two-parter. This right here, this video, by the way, they're doing construction across the street, so I apologize if it's like too loud and you can hear all of that. They're doing construction across the street. Work has been very busy. I've been taking on a lot of projects, hosting a lot of events in my area. Basically what I've been trying to say is I've been busy, and I apologize for keeping you guys waiting on this video, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking about it ever since I started talking about it. But today, we're gonna talk about, do a breakdown, and give my whole thought process on my Razor MX650. So let me go ahead and talk about the bike for a bit, but I'll do some editing magic to make it look like it's a lot cooler than it actually is, right? So let's recap the entire story, shall we? A local rider and a good friend of mine, Brooks, in the area, had a Razor RSF650 he was putting up for sale. Now, I've always been a fan of the upgraded mini motos like the RSF650, the MX, the XX, and even the new Pro Spec, right? I'm a big fan of those upgraded bikes, right? And I've always wanted to do one of my own ever since I saw Saronster do his maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Shout out Saronster, by the way. He was a big help when it came to getting all the parts together. If you're also, interested in Razor builds like that, you guys probably have seen a lot of these Razor stock are like red and black. And I noticed that when my friend Brooks was selling his, it was green. Now, I've never heard of a green Razor. I just assumed like maybe he just painted it to make it custom. Come to find out, Razor, for a very short period of time in a very limited quantity, made green RSF650s. I think, I could be wrong, but there was maybe only a few hundred, maybe 200 or 300 green Razors made. So when I found that out, I knew I had to make this bike. I had to bring it back to life, so to speak. I mean, the green Razors, they are pretty old. They don't even make them in that colorway anymore. So if you're able to get your hands on one, you got a rare gem, right? And I wanted to do it justice by giving the green bike a second life. And so that's what I did. I remember it was also my birthday week as well. So I took some birthday money that I got and I gave it to Brooks, and he gave me the bike, and it was just a stock green MX650, or I'm sorry, RSF650. And now that I had the bike in hand, I said, you know what? I gotta get the parts in order. So where do I go? None other than Electro & Co. I want to say about 90% of the build and components in terms of the powertrain are from Electro & Co. And by the way, if you do want to build your own Razor mini bike, they have tons of parts and actually have a discount code as well. I'll have on screen in the description down below. Gives you a discount, gives me a bit of a kickback, supports the channel. So if you guys want to do a project like this, I would definitely recommend Electro & Co. They're like super easy, 10 out of 10, trust me on that. Especially if this is your first build and you don't know what you're doing like me. I could not have gone a better route in my opinion. Ugh, old man knees are hurting. I'm gonna sit down from the rest of it. So I ordered the parts. I think at the time it was an 11 kilowatt kit with an EC4P motor. I didn't do a battery. I think it's the True Moto Noisy Cricket controller. Pretty much the entire wiring and controller setup is in this gas tank inside here. So it looks very clean, right? But ever since then, at the time the kit came with an EC4P, but ever since then they actually upgraded everyone's EC4P from that kit to now the One motor, which I guess you could say it's like the EC5P. I think it's like an upgraded EC4P. It's stronger, not more durable. I think this one peaks out at about 19 kilowatts, which is insane. I'm not touching anywhere near that kind of power. I think right now I have the bike tuned to about 5 or 6 kilowatts just to kind of get used to it, because this is my first 72 volt high powered bike. And the fact that it's my most powerful bike and also the smallest bike, it's kind of funny in my opinion, if that makes sense. So a bit of a breakdown on the parts. Let's go ahead and start from the front. I have stock RSF650 wheels, either the same wheels that came with the bike when I bought it off of Brooks. I have the upgraded, I think these are the Zoom brakes. I have upgraded front forks. I'm pretty sure these are the V2 forks. And by the way, I say pretty sure as if I'm unaware of like what I ordered. It was months ago, okay? And I had to wait a long time to get all the parts together, so I don't remember. But I will leave everything in the description down below, links and the discount code if you want to look for it. If you want to look at it yourself and you guys know what's in the bike build, I'll leave everything in the description down below. But we've got the upgraded front forks, RSF650 wheels. I might upgrade those, reach out to Razor just to get a fresh set, maybe for the new riding season. Zoom brakes, upgraded brake rotors. We have a key and voltmeter, 3-speed power, for the torque. Like I said, true moto noise cricket controller in the gas tank. It's a hassle to take this apart, so I'm not even gonna show you. Just trust me, it's in there. Big ups to Powerful Lithium as well for hooking that up as well. Got the upgraded rear spring shock, the one motor. Same deal on the rear. We got the Zoom brakes, upgraded brake rotor, and another set, or the same set of the stock wheels that came with the bike when I bought it. Now this right here is very interesting. Let me show you something real quick, and I think I've mentioned this in previous videos, but hold on. So when you get an RSF650, this is the seat. You got this little thing, and then like the green tail. Now I'm about 5'12", 220, 215 on a good day, right? And this seat is not comfortable. So I hit up the only guy I knew who could make the most comfortable seat exactly how I wanted it, Tapia seats. And it was actually perfect timing because shortly after I got the bike, he had a grand opening for his new store location. So I drove down there, brought the Razor, stripped it of the motor and the battery at the time, and I gave it to him to make a custom seat. And I said, hey, I want something comfortable. I want a long Sauron style seat, but I also want to match the stock colorway so that way it kind of matches and kind of pays homage to how rare this green colorway is. And look what he did. Literally, it is the same thing, but just bigger and better. So if you want an upgraded seat for any e-bike, I got it on the Razor. I've got a bike, I got a Super73 with a Tapia seat, the P51 with a Tapia seat. He can make any seat for any e-bike. Hit up Tapia seats. Any customization, any pattern, stitching, colors you want to do, he can do it for you. Info and discount for him is in the description down below as well. And trust me, this is the most comfortable. Like I thought that because it's a small bike, I wouldn't be comfortable, but because it's such a long seat, I can sit up front, kind of hug my legs towards the gas tank or the gas storage tank. I can kind of hang out back a little bit, kind of cruise and whatnot. It's so comfortable, right? On top of that, with the upgraded suspension, like this bike is like riding on a Nimbus cloud, like I'm Goku from Dragon Ball Z, you know what I mean? So that's the whole breakdown on the seat. Another thing I did is, now when you get a kit like this from Electro & Co, you have the option to get it with or without a battery. I actually opted to do it without a battery. And so pretty much I got everything that came in the kit, the key, the voltmeter and the key ignition, the 3-speed, the throttle, the controller, all the cables, the motor, but no battery. And the reason why I did that was because I got some guys who make very good batteries for e-bikes. And that is Powerful Lithium. Once I got the seat back and I had all the parts together and I got the whole bike back from Tapia seats, I put everything together. I put the motor on, the front forks, the rear suspension, the handlebars, the throttle, all of that stuff, I put it back together. But there was a bunch of wires because it was not connected to anything. That's because I didn't have the battery. So once I connected and put everything together that I could, I gave it to the boys over at Powerful Lithium, and they built me right here a 72 volt, 34 amp hour battery, which I think is perfect in my opinion. My first 72 volt, like I said, I wasn't kidding when I said this is my most powerful e-bike, and it's the smallest one. I've ridden it, right? And it's perfect. Like, well, I'll get to one thing I'm having an issue with in a second, but will be fixed by the time you guys see this video. But it is perfect, right? So we've got Electro & Co for the powertrain, mixed in with Powerful Lithium batteries, which is gonna be insane. I'm still working on the tuning. I'm still getting used to riding a smaller bike. The only issue I'm having is the chain. And let me turn the bike around so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but this is the chain setup right here. And the chain has a lot of play to it. Now, this is really no one's fault. It's not Powerful Lithium's fault. It's not Electro & Co's fault. It's really, I guess, my fault because this kit is meant for bikes with an extended swing arm, like the MX or the SX line of bikes. Because usually, right here, you can buy the extended swing arm, put the wheel back more, and give the chain a lot more tension. For an RSF, you need the chain tensioner. And over time, while I was waiting for the bike to get it back from Tapia, and then from Tapia to Powerful, and then just getting it back, I lost the stock chain tensioner. So when I gave Powerful Lithium the bike, they made a sort of makeshift chain guide, not so much a tensioner, but more of a guide to keep the chain in place, which it works, but sometimes when I'm riding and making turns, the chain pops off, which, again, no one's fault other than really my own, because I probably could have gotten a shorter chain, but it is what it is. I mean, it rides, it's just an annoying thing I have to deal with every once in a while. No big deal, but I'm gonna be linking up with another fellow Razor creator, Pat Outdoors, in a couple of days as of recording this video to help me fix this up. So that way I don't need this guide. We can shorten the chain and it'll be tensed properly. So hopefully that'll be all good to go. And in case anyone is wondering how I look on this bike, this is the size of the mini moto, right? It's like not even up to my hips. It's like half my size. And if I were to sit and ride, I look something like this. I don't know how I look. Not until like I get this video done will I see it, but this is how I look. I feel like a bear in a circus on like those tiny bikes, you know what I mean? Because like I'm a bigger guy, I feel like, on a mini bike when I'm used to riding a Super 73 or a P51, a normal sized e-bike, but this is insane. What's cool is I was able to keep this little storage compartment up here, so I have the chain, I have backup tools if I need it. I can put my phone in here, but actually put a quad lock on here as well. Oh, and one more thing I added to the bike, which will lead into part 2. So I'm not much of a night rider by any means, but with it being winter and fall, it gets darker a lot earlier, and so the bike does not really come with the headlight. So I went on Amazon. Shout out to Connor G for putting me onto this light bar right here, which is super bright, by the way. I was impressed by how bright it was because I can remove it if I need to charge it separately from the bike. I didn't want to do anything that directly connects to the wires after I got the bike back because I just didn't want to deal with all that. So I just wanted something that was separate. It's USB-C. Dude, look how bright that is. Jesus, it's daytime and it's like shining so bright. We got the full bar, a low beam, like the entire thing on. We've got flashing, and then it just turns off. Wow, that is almost blinding. Now again, like I said, I'm not that big of a night rider, but I would rather be safe than sorry if I ever do get caught riding golden hours, sundown, sunset, at night for a group ride, whatever it is. I mean, this light is good if I want to look ahead, but let's just say I'm in the bike lane and there's a car behind me and they don't really see me. I mean, I have my RiderBag, which is reflective, discount for them as well, by the way. But that only really does so much. So I got a new partnership that helps me and also helps you guys as well. But hold on a second. A care package from them just came in the mail today. And we're gonna install this stuff in the next video and kind of review it, go for a little bit of a night ride and see how it looks. Now, leave your guesses in the comments down below who this is from. We talked about night riding, we talked about lighting, which kind of gives a good idea. I mentioned as well how I don't want to deal with all the wires and connecting everything directly to the battery and the controller and all that. So with that being said, take a guess what's in this box. I don't have a prize as to who gets it right, but just for the fun of it, take a guess. And if you guess it right, you get a cookie. Okay? But this will be unboxed and installed onto the Razor next video. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this kind of gives a bit more insight on my thought process and build process for the Razor bike. Super excited to have it running again. Excited to ride out with more people. I know it's fall, riding season is pretty much done, but hey, I've got a brand new bike for the next season. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, shout out my neighbor Ricardo. He repainted the frame to a damn near stock green because the stock paint that I got it off of Brooks, it was an old bike, so it was faded, but we brought it back to life. It looks so good. He helped me out so much with this because like this paint was very difficult to find. I had to reach out to Razor to get the paint code and to get the paint code into the exact color. It was a hassle, but he got it done. I can't make this video without thanking him at least. I apologize for saving it for last, but that's the Razor bike. There we go. And some new upgrades coming next video. So drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.